It's 4 p.m. on the 9th of August 2022, and my upload today, for the interest of those that have respect for women and children's rights, is with regard to the continuing offences that I'm experiencing in County Kerry, that occurred when it commenced in 2006, as I keep reiterating, and again in 2017. So the matters I'm presented with are the issues of not only very serious spiritual violence, very serious blasphemy, but also the matter of individuals of property theft and property fraud, and individuals that are disrespecting my matrimony in County Kerry. Now, as I've mentioned, there have been developments in this environment that have damaged nature, wildlife, and my farms, and that has been via damages to my avatar light body. And the developments that have been conducted unlawfully have been harmful in many respects, and that have not been treated professionally, that haven't been respected professionally, and that have been a source of monetization for individuals offending me. So it's really interesting, the psychology of these individuals that are above the law and that have created societal obstacles and that have failed in their profession and in their practice, and that have continuously and consistently just blatantly decided to continue causing offence where they owe debts. And the other matter is the issue of my matrimony, still legally intact, as I have to keep reiterating, due to the fraud that's being conducted again, which I thought had been resolved after my work in 2018, which gave birth to COVID, and that had benefits and positive developments entailed, that are being disrespected. Now, that came about from my portfolio of work and my purpose. And I'm here in Tralee, County Kerry, and I'm experiencing individuals that have disrupted the peace, they've caused disharmony, they've caused danger, and they've disrespected my family. And all of this is quite serious, especially as I have a clean track record, even though my clean track record has been tarnished with more fraud and false reporting. Now, there are people thinking that as a woman that lives on her own, that they seem to think that this is an issue where, my qualifications and my portfolio work and my portfolio of property is a matter that can be just waylaid. The issue of these individuals that have disrespected the church and that have been on my farms and that have no consent to be doing what they're doing, is a danger to society that they've been exacerbating since the unlawful care orders that withheld my child illegally from me. Now, there are individuals suffering from identity theft or causing identity theft that have been a part of an effort to usurp from me, and they have caused very grievous offence, and they've been not just blasphemous or defamatory, but injurious in their conduct, and they have reaped benefits from my from my experiences that have been of wrongdoings that they've caused. So that's financial exploitation and so on and so forth. And there are individuals that have been causing these offences since 2006, and the issue of them disrespecting my matrimony is I'm amused. These are adults, and they have standards apparently, and they're professionals and they're qualified, but they've caused so many problems. I'm so concerned. So I have a husband, I have a child, I have a home, I have 2 beautiful farmsteads, and I'm being violated in Tralee, County Kerry by individuals that have caused awful offence. It's really upsetting. So the cycle of offence that commenced in 2006 is being perpetuated, And I'm smiling for the simple fact that these people that have caused this offence and that have disrespected my work and my identity and my name, etc., and that have been living off my wealth and my work, I'm amused at their tactics and the irresponsible nature of their insults and injuries when they've been benefiting from me. It's what they consider a slap in the face or a kick in the bottom. But it's really bringing down the standards in society, and it's just showing that the superiority complexes have kind of waylaid their good sense, and that they have just debased standards that people would expect to be present in adult conduct and behaviour. So the way that individuals try to cause offence where they owe debts is quite serious, and it's quite upsetting for people as well that there has been such a ruckus and furore caused to acquire from my property and my portfolio, and to disrespect my bodily integrity and the medical negligence, etc. It's the same ding dong, but this is the extent to their effort of obstruction, and they've really resorted to tactics I don't think are commendable, especially when there's been so much abuse of faith against my good name and my bloodline and ancestry and so on and so forth. So we're all unique. We're all human. We're all gifted. We all have a purpose. But some people are just maligning society, and they're really disrespecting themselves again, as they did back in 2006, which brought on a very serious host of problems. And it's phenomenal, the damages I've actually experienced, and that I'm so grateful to the Fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous. I can't say enough how grateful I am to the Fellowship for this experience of learning that I've had and the tools that the Fellowship has given me. I am a grateful member of the Fellowship, and it's a very sad sign of the times that there are adults that are so irresponsible. Bodily integrity and disrespect to matrimony, and all of these matters for women and children are particularly important. So those people that have to resort to, disrespectful behaviours to assumedly cause me offence, I'm concerned for their perspective of how that reality actually affects themselves, considering what's happened since they commenced this vendetta of violations and hate crimes since 2006, to tarnish my teaching profession. I'm an educator, and I'm a happy educator. It's one of my, the field that I'm very contented at, working in. And the individuals that have been from classrooms displaying disrespect to women and children's rights are a concern for me as adults. I'm so concerned about the mental well-being of individuals that have just resorted to such disrespect. It disrespects the profession, it disrespects the codes, and it disrespects every facet of any child's dimension in a classroom to be witnessing what I'm experiencing, and that there are individuals that think a married woman living on her own experiencing violations is an easy target. So the government has obligations to my royal bloodline. The government, whether it likes to admit it or not, has benefited from my work since 2017, 2018, and the government has been abusing my constitutional rights, and this is for the attention of the United Nations. The PR has been quite expensive that these individuals have, they've done a very, very, very extensive effort and spent really hard-earned money to cause very serious offence to a very special purpose, and I'm really concerned for their mental perspective about how they think offending me is a healthy display of adult behaviour. So those individuals that are bringing problems upon themselves, again, I'm praying for you. And I hope that anyone intruding upon my marriage to my husband, Richard McElligott, the only lawful father to my beautiful son, unlawfully from my care, Garrod McElligott, unlawfully from my care, those disrespecting my matrimony in the church, I really have a concern for you. So if you are one of those people that are setting a bad example to your children with your conduct, I hope that you'd have an assessment on yourself, just an MOT. I'm not being patronising, but I don't mean to be patronising, but as a fellowship recovery advocate, I think it's important for adults to be self-aware in delicate times as these, when there's been prosperity from my purpose and when there's been defamation of my family name and my good character. So those that have lowered themselves to awful offence, I'm concerned for you. And as well as that, those individuals that have imposed upon a married mother that the state has benefited from and violated, I hope that there'll be a reality check about the sinister nature of the situation. So this is my upload for today. I am concerned at this stage with what I'm confronted with. I'm concerned about the people that can't do their jobs properly or conduct themselves respectfully, and that have been of immaturity and irresponsibility. So it's, as usual, a critical critique of poor behaviours, very poor behaviours. It's a sad sign of the times in the beautiful kingdom, my birth county, and the origins of my lovely family. So this is for the attention of the United Nations. It's an ugly, ugly situation. It's really sad sign of the times.